made it to the wild side of Montenegro.
One of the scariest drives we've ever had. Good morning friends, welcome back to a new video. We're back in the mountains here in Montenegro, and this time, as you can see behind me, we've got Tandy with us. This is our campsite here where we've been staying, and one of the benefits of coming during autumn is that you have the place all to yourself. So we're currently in this amazing valley covered by huge mountains. The drive in was a bit scary, but I've got to say it's well worth it. It's such a beautiful place and it's really just wild and raw. So this campsite actually cost us 19 euros. We've got a makeshift electric hookup here. We've got our own guard dog, some chickens, and pretty nice place. There's all the other services inside, like showers. We've got a washing machine, which we used yesterday. And there's also a restaurant. The food looks really good here. We were going to have dinner last night, but we opted out. So we're going to go for a bit of breakfast this morning instead. This dog is actually so cute. Very curious, so he comes to check out on Holly. And he just goes away. So he hasn't been bothering her whatsoever. Good morning.
Robert.
Oh, this is big.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
This looks delicious. So this is homemade cheese. I bet it's really good. Wow, so good.
We're actually going to try and head up to one of the highest mountains here in Montenegro. It's called Durmitor, and it's about 2,600 meters, even a bit more than that I think. Tonight it should be going down to around -1 or -2 degrees, and this might be our last chance to get up to those altitudes because I'm sure it's going to start snowing in the next few weeks.
I never saw anything like this. Wow, it's just so beautiful here. This is definitely the best part of Montenegro.
As we were driving in this area the other day, we actually saw a dead bear on the side of the road along with some hunters. We were just speaking to the guys at the campsite, and they explained that on weekend the locals hunt for bears. We just weren't expecting to see that at all. Scary roads in Montenegro. Now obviously you guys see us driving some dangerous roads all over the world really, but I've got to admit sometimes I do get sweaty palms when I'm driving near the edge. Although it's quite dangerous, the roads here in Montenegro, well, some of them are actually quite okay.
You know that we've been to Scotland already and the roads there are very scenic, but this here feels very similar to Scotland. There's only one lane, but there aren't any passing places, so whenever we're seeing someone coming, we're just stopping on the side, you know, just to let them pass. It's not very busy. That's one thing that we're really loving about this place.
We've got the final colours of autumn, and in front of us is just full of mountains.
Woo!
Oh, this place is unreal.
Look at the road down there. Stop, Chris, show them the road. Wow, look at these views. We wanted to escape summer, but here we are back in the mountains. So cold out there. Now we really need to find a good parking spot. So we've been driving this mountain pass for 30 minutes already, and it keeps getting better and better. With every curve that we're turning, we're seeing wonderful views of more mountains.
All the mountains are different here, right?
Yes.
Some are pointed, starting reminding us
of Scotland, of Switzerland, of the Dolomites. They're all here.
in one place.
We're in the mountains, baby! Wow, I'm blown away.
We've just parked up here, found this open space full of rocks. It's definitely jacket weather up here because it's freezing cold. It's in the very low, I don't know, 3-4 degrees I would say. But what a beautiful scene. He just parked up Tandy over here.
And we're on our own! Woohoo! This is the best spot ever. Now we can see beautiful sunset.
Yeah, and tomorrow we should have a nice sunrise as well, so I think we'll try and get up early for that. Literally in every direction you look, there's just something different, and the mountains are just so beautiful here.
So we made it to the wild side of Montenegro. We got splendid views of the mountains, the sun is setting, and I'm so looking forward for tonight. We're gonna have a sky full of stars. The serenity that there is here is unbelievable. We said, let's travel south to escape the winter. But here we are in a puff jacket and cold temperatures. Tonight is going to drop down to -2, I think. It's gonna be very cold. So I think now it's time for a cup of tea.
Something special about being up here in the mountains, and this mountain range here in Montenegro is really special. I know last week we mentioned that we were so lucky that we had the 4x4 that we could go off-road, but as you can see this week we're here with Tandy and it's just as beautiful. It is getting pretty cold out here, although I've got my jacket on, I'm feeling it. And let's head inside and see what Charlene's going to cook for dinner.
Today I'm going to cook something very simple, and these are the ingredients. Aubergine, tortillas, who doesn't love cheese, a pinch of salt, black pepper, a little bit of curry and paprika, and fresh from the mountains of Montenegro, minced beef. I almost forgot olive oil. Now we have everything in the tortilla, and I'm gonna do this. 1, 2, 3.
And the big reveal.
Ooh, nice.
Okay, can work with that. And this is the final result, ladies and gentlemen. It looks very hot. So we're going to wait for it to cool down for a bit.
Looks yummy.
We're going for a bit of a sunrise drive for 2 reasons. 1, for the sheer beauty of it, and 2, because our fridge wasn't cooling properly. I don't think it's because of the altitude, I think it was so wonky that it just wasn't lighting properly. But nonetheless, we're going to enjoy this drive through the mountains.
We're still half asleep, but these mountain views are waking us up bit by bit. I really enjoyed my cup of tea this morning outside, looking at the pink skies. I'm on the lookout for wild animals. We haven't seen anything in this area of Montenegro.
Sun's up, straight in our face.
Oh, this is so cute. Oh yes. He's so thin. Give him another one.
What do you think? Nice view, right?
Oh, wonderful view of the mountains, and from here we can really see the effects of autumn, because all of the trees with the mountains, they're all red.
So we just parked up here on the side. Very nice meadow. It's really beautiful with this like yellow grass, the tall grass blowing in the wind, and we've got an amazing view of the mountains where we just come from. We actually slept quite early last night. It's good that you don't have signal and internet sometimes, because you just forget everything. Although I slept about 8-9 hours, I still feel quite tired today. Breakfast time!
Woohoo!
On the menu for breakfast we have some normal sausages, fresh eggs, tomatoes. I also want to tell you about what happened to us after we finished on our 4x4 adventure, because we stopped filming the adventure and the road back was very eventful, to say the least. So after we left you at the final campsite, we packed up everything and we started the long drive back to Podgorica. Now, about halfway through the drive, we came to this point where the traffic was just at a huge standstill. Apparently, it was a big accident, a bus and a car, and the road was closed. It was closed for a few hours actually, and all the cars were just stopped there in the dark, in the rain, ambulances, police whizzing past. We never actually experienced anything like this, to be honest. Luckily we had the camping stuff, so we made a cup of tea at one point, and I think we were stuck there for about 3 hours. Everyone just turned off the lights, and as I mentioned, everything was at a standstill. So the 3 hours passed, it got to about 10 p.m. and the traffic finally started moving slowly, and then the rain picked up. It was really, really heavy rain, big storm, and the roads we were passing through were horrendous. At one point, I wasn't even seeing anything where we're going. To a certain degree, I'm lucky that we went with the van and we went with the small car instead, but it was still one of the scariest drives we've ever had, even driving through big puddles of water at points. So after the adventure you saw last week, we ended up arriving back in Tandy about 11 p.m. midnight maybe even, I don't even know. And honestly, the roads in general here in Montenegro, the main roads are excellent. The tarmac here is really good and much better than the other countries that surround it. But then when they do road works, it seems like the Wild West. They just leave like big holes in the middle of a road. When they close one lane of traffic, they just leave the other one open and it's a free-for-all. Seemed like we needed the 4x4 to go through some of the road works. And even on our drive coming into Montenegro, when we left Croatia, we passed through Bosnia, which was very bad roads, to be honest. Maybe it's just the ones we passed through, but it was late at night and it was a very scary drive as well. But we made it into Montenegro. The roads then were brilliant and we were really enjoying them. Then we come across these roadworks and that was our first taste of roadworks in Montenegro. But yeah, overall, like the roads that we drove yesterday and today, and even the day before coming in here, really excellent. So earlier on this morning, when we were driving through to our first park up, we passed by this spot by the lake, and there was 3 other vans already. And just now I was flying the drone, and I realized that the lake is empty now. So we've driven down another 5 minutes towards the lake, and I think this park up is a lot more scenic. Wow, we're loving the wild side of Montenegro, and this is one of the reasons why we love to get away from Central Europe and come to places like this. We're on our own in this large open space. Winter is just around the corner and we're just enjoying the last bit of warmth this year has to offer us. But look what I'm dealing with at the moment. Very nice spot. There's another motorhome just parked up down there in the lake. Got fantastic views in the mountains in this direction. Can't really beat that, can you?
This is a slice of paradise. I can't believe how early it is. It's still 4 p.m. and the sun is setting.
Yeah, it's going to be dark in an hour. That's the lovely thing about seasons, that they come and go. Like if we were here in summer, I'm sure there will be so many mosquitoes that we wouldn't be able to sit outside. So you've just got to enjoy what you have. Maybe the last few weeks before it starts to get really cold.
Looks like nature is going to put a show for us tonight because it looks pink already.
Yeah, what a beautiful day today. We saw a couple of dogs earlier on, but they don't seem to be around here anymore, so hopefully we'll be quiet. The problem is, like, we don't mind having the dogs because they all seem like nice, but then with Holly it's a bit difficult to take her out when there's too many dogs around. But yeah, last week we had an amazing time off-road, and I think this week we've managed to find some amazing spots. Just as amazing, yeah, with Tandy. So back to van life with a bang. This is what we have to put up with Holly. She's too cold to stay outside. She wants us to go inside. She's barking, smashing up the van, it sounds like, from out here. But we're going to try and enjoy a bit of peace and quiet.
So on this trip we didn't see many eagles and kites, but I spotted one. It's right there and it's gliding. It's so beautiful. With the pink skies behind it, you know.
And the landscape here is so different from this morning. We were up there in the mountains, then we drove down, and then in this area here is just loads of hills, rolling hills, just like Tuscany, but I think a bit more beautiful.
The backdrop of the mountains is extraordinary.
And if you might be curious where we are, just outside of Novakovici. Looks like we've got visitors.
It's so cozy, you know, right next to the fire. Today was an epic day. We had so much fun driving through the mountains of Montenegro.
Yeah, so far we're really impressed with this place. So we're just gonna enjoy our last few moments here by the fire. We've got more adventures here in Montenegro coming next week, so tune in for that. Thank you so much for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, bye.
Bye.